Welcome to a super duper exciting edition of Inside Media Weekly. I'm Ryan Boni, here, joined by Kevin Bastos.
Apparently.
I'm Ryan Boni.
2020.
I am.
First question. I'm in.
Justin Pinto is here.
2020.
You know, and literally 10 seconds ago, we had 3 sea otters in the water. They're all gone now. I don't know.
Oh, wait.
There's one kind of swimming around.
It's exciting. I like the tiny live in the corner now. It's fantastic. You notice that?
Well, does that mean we've been watching repeats all these years?
It must be.
It was not live all these years. All these
Snapdragon.
episodes.
Sea otters. I got to say, the sea otters are really holding on there. They've been around a long time.
That's true.
good.
I don't know what the life expectancy is.
No, I mean
a sea otter.
the channel of live
Well, that's
sea
true.
otters. That's what I'm talking about.
But too, I mean,
They may have been 6 different sea otters from last week.
Gotta be pretty
I would
decent.
not have noticed.
So at the beginning of the show, we're going to play. What year is it?
2020. I'm in.
So
I'm Barbara Walters.
This
This is 2020.
A few of our stories.
That show went away. Whatever happened in 2020?
You may want to know.
I think 1996 happened. And I was
Maybe
like,
we're bringing it back for 2020. We could get
Barbara's still around.
I like it. I like it.
Uh,
What's old is new.
It's always. I remember learning in my German class, aber Mutti, Hosen mit Löchern sind in, which of course means, but Mom, jeans with holes in them are stylish. And what do you know?
Lo and behold, here we are.
1978, we're back
Are we
again.
going to have to change the name of 2020 to like 3030?
20th Century Fox, still 20th. They did get the copyright or information for 21st Century Fox, but
Tough to change that name.
yeah.
It's up to Disney. No, Disney.
Disney's dropping the Fox name.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be
20th Century Pictures.
and
or,
Searchlight instead of Fox Searchlight, which we'll get to. Actually, there's a story
Disney Searchlight.
we're going to talk about.
just Searchlight.
20th Century Disney.
I think it's going to be one of those things where they like own everything and just drop the monikers off of it. So you're like, is this Disney? No. This is Searchlight. It's different.
Yes. This is Disney. Is this Disney?
No.
I'm not sure. I think somebody else owns Disney now.
So we're going to go back to 1995. Bad Boys was number one.
What are you going to do?
And look, hey, 2 weeks in a row, Bad Boys for life. Another $34 million.
Pretty good.
That's more money than I made last week.
$34 million, yeah.
More.
I got to say, the biggest surprises to me, first of all, 1917 is holding strong. Of course, getting a lot of Oscar buzz. I'm surprised Doolittle still make $12 million, despite the
That surprised me.
disastrous
That surprises me.
Well,
reviews that it's getting.
The one article I read said, for a family film, it's doing well.
Yeah, okay.
For a movie that cost $175 million to make, it's doing awful. For the type of film it is, pretty much a success. For a movie that cost almost $200 million, kind of a bomb. Not doing too good. So,
Gentleman also pulls in, $10 million. I felt like Jumanji: The Next Level has been out for more than 7 weeks, so I was surprised at the $7.7 million.
is it only in its 7th week?
For Jumanji, and then The Turning debuted number 6,
Not a strong start.
and then
I feel like we've hit like horror film overload.
rounding
It
out.
used to be like, oh, Halloween, maybe one in the summer.
Yeah.
Now it's like Valentine's Day, horror movie. Oh, Memorial Day, horror movie. June or July, 2 horror movies. Like Christmas, horror movie.
I'd say August horror movies,
Like-
not July.
every month. There
It's
should
been a horror
be-
movie, I think, every
Right.
month. With like,
September.
makes sense.
It part 2.
I can understand that Halloween theme, but like Christmas, like The Conjuring Part 7. I don't know.
No, I'm not feeling that.
Doesn't seem
Are we
like
up to
it's
part
tis the
7 yet?
season.
It feels.
Do
You
we
may,
count
you
all
may
of
be
them?
right. Yeah,
I don't know
all
what it is. I forget what's related to what. What's a branch of this thing? But who knows?
Is Conjuring the one with the doll?
Is that Annabelle?
Annabelle.
Is she part of the Conjuring?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Which one is the one the doll's in?
Well, she's definitely an Annabelle. Because that's about. I'd say Conjuring. That'd be my first.
Do you know the real doll is a Raggedy Ann doll?
Interesting.
Yeah. It's based on a real-ish story. It's a real... You can actually look up the doll online, and it's in a box somewhere.
creepy.
Yeah. It's a Raggedy Ann doll. Of course, the company that owns Raggedy Ann is not like, hey, sure, we'll be,
Who does own Raggedy Ann? Is that Hasbro or something?
Disney.
It might be Disney by now.
Yeah.
Wouldn't doubt it. It might be in free or available or whatever.
It's like Shakespeare. Anybody can use it.
Kinda.
So-
I wouldn't go that far. But yeah.
We've hit the free part of it. Happy birthday, Shakespeare, and Raggedy Ann.
Very first Mickey Mouse just went in public domain.
Steamboat Willie.
1915, the patent for the Raggedy Ann doll. So, yeah, we're into public domain territory.
Ish, yeah.
What if we make another Raggedy Ann? Does it reset?
Well, the versions that you make have to start over. So, like, for example, the Mickey Mouse of Steamboat Willie time right now is in public domain, but the ones made in the 50s are not.
Yeah.
That's why Mickey Mouse keeps changing. Keep resetting it. Another this many years, another this many years, another this many years.
Well, why don't we reset Steamboat Willie?
And they tried to. They actually extended it. Rewrote law and like
I say Disney themselves
years.
fought the public domain law because their stuff was finally going to be going into public domain, even
After
though
they used all the stories of it.
well, I say
Pretty much,
even though
yeah.
all their movies were based on Grimm's
public
fairy
domain.
tales and stuff that were
They
in public domain.
extended it 20 years, and there was like a 20-year period from 1998 to 2018 where there were no things that entered public domain. And then everyone was under the assumption they were going to extend it come 2018, and they did not. But they specified the law a little bit better, saying Mickey Mouse is not going into public domain. Just that version of the 1938 Steamboat Willie one is now in public domain. So if you want to, you can write a Mickey Mouse story using that version of Mickey Mouse.
Well, he wasn't even really called Mickey Mouse, was he, technically?
I think he was.
I don't remember.
So,
I don't know the
he
exact
was.
history of it all.
I think it's a Mickey Mouse cartoon. He didn't talk, but
rounding out the top 10, by the way.
oh, okay.
Sorry.
Inside
Well,
Media 1938.
Yes.
We had Rise of Skywalker gets itself over 500 million.
It's only the 15th biggest movie of all time, and it's like, is it a success?
Well,
What they do?
Didn't you say there's a fewer number of movies between 500 and 600 than there are over 600?
Yeah, I believe so. Yes.
All right. Well, this one will
It might have.
probably land.
It might have changed with the like. There was 3 movies that hit 500 million this year, and maybe more. Like, well, Endgame was definitely one of them that went above 600 million.
Right.
But yeah, there was only like 2 movies in five that got to 500 and stayed at 500 for a long time, or 3. Finding Dory, I think, is one. I think Finding Dory crack it. Maybe Finding Dory
I don't know.
behind it.
I thought that was a disappointing film.
It made at least 480.
I understand. I'm not talking about much made.
Yeah.
They were happy.
You're talking about
Yes.
the movie itself.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, it's not going to catch Rogue One.
Right.
Rogue One made like $530 million, and Rise of Skywalker doesn't have 30 more million domestically.
Unless there's a re-release.
See, but I don't even know if they'll get it in that point. I mean, I don't know.
The George Lucas cut.
Now, who were they saying what cut was going to
The
come out?
extended cut or
The J.J. Abrams,
yes.
released the J.J. Abrams cut. If they did release it as like, if they put that in the trailers on TV,
They'd make another
Rise
100
of
million.
Skywalker, J.J. cut.
Yes, they'd make 100 million like that.
Well, I don't know about like that, but yeah, I think they'd make another
3
easily.
weeks. 3 weeks.
Yeah, I think they make 50 million the first week.
First, they'll release it on Blu-ray. Then they'll put it on Disney Plus. Then they'll say talking about it. Then they'll put out the trailers. Then they'll release it like limited release, couple of theaters.
Yeah, a couple. Yeah, if you're gonna make 100 million, you gotta go.
Well, I know that, but then they'll make like a 3D version, and then they'll put another version on top of it. Like, how do we keep milking
3D
these guys?
version.
Remember when 3D was the thing?
I've never really liked 3D movies.
I understand. I did not like them either. But remember when everything was coming out in 3D?
Yes.
Well,
do.
and the fact that Cameron's doing all these extra avatars, I mean, since he kind of ushered back in the new 3D, I mean, when they all finally land, are they going to be 2D?
I have
Or
never
are they
thought
going
to
to be?
myself, I need another Avatar.
I didn't need the first one very much.
Yeah, I don't. I saw it, and it was fine. It was okay. I don't think it was great.
I thought it was good, not great.
I'm not even sure I thought it was good. It was okay.
I think it was good.
It's long, wasn't it?
Little Women, Just Mercy, Knives Out, by the way. I'm going to keep going back to that. Well,
Still the
So,
box office report.
what
Sorry.
year is it? Actually, I had to look. How many? So,
Pretty sure it's 2020.
the first Lethal Weapon came out in
80 something. 87.
4 or 5?
1987.
Oh, you win.
Ding, ding, ding.
Well, I
he
think
wins.
Lethal Weapon 2 was like pretty quick in like early 90s, and Lethal Weapon 3 was
89.
like late 90s.
Good news for everybody. Besides the, it sounds like Lethal Weapon 5 is going to happen after all.
Did not know I needed Lethal Weapon 5.
I didn't. I didn't need a 4.
The thing to
I
keep
don't think I saw 4.
I did.
So Mel's back, Danny's back, Richard Donner's going to direct. The only frightening thing is Richard Donner is about to turn 90 years old in
my.
April. He's not directed a
Wow.
film since 2006. But
That turns.
is a
He was directed a movie when he was 84 years old, 85, 85. He's going to turn 90?
he turned 90.
Wow.
Well, because he's born in 1930. I mean, he was when Superman came out. Well, he did Omen, was probably the first big film. And that was he was already in his mid 40s.
Oh, no.
And then Superman, I think he was getting close to 50 by then. So is that right? Yeah, maybe not.
Wow.
I mean, I don't need to be directing movies, but you can sign me up. I'll go. I'll take 90 years. I don't even need to direct a movie when I'm 90.
Depends. Depends on what those last couple of years are.
Oh yeah, I don't want to be. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
My wife's grandmother lived 94 years. She always said she had 92 good years.
That's what so she would tell you that the last 2 years.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Yeah, the last 2 were not great. And that first 92 were good. Last 2, not so much.
Just so you know, Danny Glover is 73 years old.
Okay.
And what's Mel?
60 something.
Gotta be.
He is 64.
Is he going to be bearded Mel or not bearded Mel for Lethal Weapon?
He's gonna be crazy, Mel. Whichever is crazier.
It'd be great if he went back to the
Oh,
real
this
big
one?
hair- the big hair he had.
Like, I don't even know if you can call this one a mullet.
in 4
on here.
he's got the
It's
real
just
short hair.
Beautiful, feathered hair. That is like...
That's a commitment. You got. I mean, I do not. I do not
I
know how
just cut
people
it
get
all
long
off.
hair.
Cut it all off. Cut it all off. That look is the... You got a special
Yes.
brush for that.
Oh, yeah.
Pulls back. Yeah. It screams 1987, right? 1987.
Yes.
And going forward a few years after
Are they bringing back a local Peters Township resident from the dead?
don't
No, they're not.
so.
He died in the first one, right?
But there's no right.
In the movie,
I saw him at the Giant Eagle a few weeks ago.
I have no idea what we're talking about. You've mentioned this before. I forget every time.
Tom Atkins.
He's the bad guy in
Now, yes,
Lethal
you say the
Weapon.
name all the time. I forget all the time.
Halloween 3, Tom Atkins.
No word yet on whether Joe Pesci or Rene Russo are coming back. So
Joe Pesci
Joe
is
Pesci
right
only
now.
came around in the second one.
And the third.
and third,
And third, yes.
And
Was he in the
fourth.
fourth? Yeah.
yeah, because Chris Rock then joins in number
Drive
4.
through. The drive
Maybe that's the third one.
I
I'll let the drive through the third one. Maybe it's the
No,
fourth one.
that's fourth.
No, the fourth one they did a funny thing of it. They were like, they said something else about other than drive through.
Yeah, because I think it was just Joe Pesci making the joke in the first.
Oh,
time
right,
he
right,
said.
I'm sorry.
And then Chris. Now maybe I did see the fourth one because you mentioned
Chris Rock is
Rock.
definitely in it.
And Mike, that jogs a
Butters.
memory.
Where's his name?
I don't remember.
Well, it's easy to block out.
Yeah. I am almost done with The Irishman. You mentioned that.
How many times have you started and paused?
Oh, we exercised the shows, and Chris picked the first movie. We watched Marriage Story.
Oh, yes.
Which was...
Well, on the
I know,
list.
I saw that on the list. And then we've been watching Irishman for 2 days. And this may be the first gangster movie that my wife makes it through.
Well,
So
yeah, it's
she's asking questions.
Well, I mean,
Inquisitive.
when you watch something that's over 3 hours
Yes.
long, you might have forgotten something.
Oh, yeah. No, like something happens. She's like, wait a minute.
I mean,
Now, they're bringing... Why do they have those extra tags? Okay, pause. What they're doing is they're making sure it gets there and giving him an extra tag so he can make a stop along the way, give it to someone else, and then pretend like he's delivered the 25 when he only delivered 20. Oh, okay. Unpause.
I'll go on.
Yes.
nice.
I'm liking it.
Yeah,
You just said it was long.
it's long, but and I felt like it was just we've seen it before, because again, there's such a familiarity with these actors playing in a Scorsese film that it just
I like that it's real, and I like that there are a lot of winks and nods to previous character roles. like talking about how Pesci is, well, he's not the hothead in this film. Like, he's real calm through most of it, and a lot of references to his character in Goodfellas being that kind of a hothead. And then, getting all the entrances into everything. I haven't finished it yet, so I don't want to go wreck it for myself, but tonight, this night. So
All right.
I'm liking it.
Good stuff.
Sorry, Lethal Weapon 5.
I'm sorry.
Are you excited?
Well, no, I am thrilled. I love the series, and I don't care.
What about the TV show?
Yeah, TV show. So,
Did they get canceled because someone died?
Was it one season or two?
No clue. Didn't start it. Could still be on.
I only saw.
No, it's not on.
I only saw a couple episodes.
Wasn't Bill Paxton in it? No.
Was he?
No, I think there was a thing about it was one of the brothers, and there was a big conflict on the set, like they hated one another. Paxton was in something else.
3 seasons. Who knew?
3 seasons.
Paxton was in something else.
But Dan Lin was the executive producer on the TV series, and he is going to apparently produce this.
Perfect. You like the show so much that you can be influenced in the movie.
So,
Guys looking things up on the internet.
While you're looking that up, in 1992, we all remember the Mighty Ducks came out. And good news, Emilio Estevez is set to come back as Coach Bombay in the Mighty Ducks Disney Plus series. Yet another reason for you to look into Disney Plus.
No, pass. I was
Mighty
actually
Ducks.
reading an article today said, after The Mandalorian, Disney Plus is a desert.
I don't know about that.
That's what it said.
I'm
I haven't read the article.
I'm watching Clone Wars.
I'm sure there's tons of stuff in there. I have the Clone Wars on Blu-ray.
I do not.
I have it all.
I might actually. I'm not sure. It's
Okay.
The basement's full.
I don't have it,
now.
or maybe yes.
But but this is right there. I just have to. I don't have to go to
Got
the
it.
basement. I don't have to find anything. Clone Wars. What else is on there? Well, Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. But we have freed up so much DVR space with Mickey Mouse Clubhouse and Doc McStuffins now. Not
all right.
It's worth $6 a month just to have my DVR space.
Got
back.
it. I gotcha.
D3,
Yes.
The Mighty Ducks, came out in 96. So they did 92, 94, 96. It was, a huge home run for Disney. And now...
Was it like Bad News Bears where they kept like losing half the cast? And the third one's like,
the kids
who do
were
we
all
have
that-
here?
The kids weren't all that
Tanner.
important. It was just...
Yeah, go ask
as long as you got Emilio Estevez.
Was there a third one?
And I imagine his...
There's a hockey team that actually is in existence.
I know. That's
It
fabulous.
was named after this.
They were, and now they're not. Now they're just the Ducks.
The Anaheim Ducks. But they were the throwback sometimes of the goalie mask.
Oh
duck.
yeah, it's a
Yes.
great throwback.
Yes.
It's great.
What's old is new.
Speaking of what's old is new, apparently Bill Murray is going to reprise his Groundhog Day role in a Jeep commercial at the
Groundhog Day is a
Super
movie
Bowl.
that I feel like is very underrated.
And
Oh, and Ned Ryerson.
Ned the Head Ryerson.
Well, I
Yes.
don't understand why they released the commercials before the Super Bowl now. Like,
Oh,
why?
you got to get people hyped up for him.
People are
This
hyped
one's
up.
not out though. You can't
Yeah,
see this one.
it's just
People are hyped
they
up to
posted a
watch the
picture.
Super Bowl because of the commercials.
Well, it's one of those things. If it's a blowout, like we haven't had a bad Super Bowl in a long time. If it's a terrible Super Bowl, like some 48-6 kind of thing, and they're passing out hats at the end of the third quarter, you got to get people to watch. You want people. Wait, we haven't had that Bill Murray commercial yet. Oh, okay. I'll stick around.
So you have to look.
I'm psyched about this.
This is
I'm
gotta
psyched
be-
about this. Love Groundhog Day. I went on that. Went to see that movie on a date with
Nice.
my
Have
wife.
you done actual Groundhog Day?
I don't. No. This could have been the year to do it. I know you have
3 times,
You used
but-
to do it a lot.
But yeah, you don't want to go Super Bowl Sunday weekend to Punxsutawney
I think I did.
on
want to.
02022020.
The Millennium.
The Millennium.
The Millennium. I was there for the Millennium.
Well, and there's discussion
020202.
now. PETA's asking for them to retire
Yes.
Phil and replace him with an animatronic. If you saw that story too.
No.
I've not seen
Animatronic
that story.
Groundhog. So
I don't
A lot
know.
of
If I don't know if there's
controversy.
a groundhog living a better life than Punxsutawney
yeah,
Phil.
I mean he's got.
I don't know if there are many animals living a better life than Punxsutawney Phil.
I think he's got more. Yeah, I mean, he's got it.
When he makes the
Listen.
circuit the night before, he's going to all these dinners and stuff. I mean,
Did you guys see the film Fierce Creatures?
oh yeah.
Oh, it's fantastic. Where they have a panda coming in, except it's not a real panda; it's an animatronic panda. Oh my God, it's fabulous.
You should not go to Groundhog's Day expecting it to be anything like the movie.
I've heard.
It's
I have
in fact
heard.
like the total opposite.
I have heard. I've heard it is an alcohol-filled fest.
I wouldn't know if I'd say that.
I don't know. I've never been.
Well, yeah. There's been a lot of change since I've been there. So
Yeah, I mean, I went 15 years ago. It could be totally different now than it was 15 years ago, but
there's no cars on the property. You have to take a bus
up
and,
to the mountain, to Gobbler's Knob.
Yeah,
It's not in town.
Only the press are
You go
allowed
into the mountain.
Yeah, into the park.
And there's not a lot up there. You know, you'd think they'd have like a concession stand.
Right.
They didn't.
It's just a DJ playing music all night until... And then, brilliantly, what I always loved is... Should I give away the Groundhog Day secret? They start shooting off fireworks. And so everybody looks, and all the lights go dark, and that's when they put Phil in his little stump. So he's not
not
there.
out there all night.
He's not there until that second
Oh.
before they distract you, and then they pull him out. And then again, he doesn't predict. He tells them which scroll to read of the two scrolls that say early winter, early spring, or late. Yeah.
Don't they pick it ahead of time, though?
Well,
I mean, it's not a random choice.
Phil tells
Are
them.
you telling me that the Groundhog is not directing him which one to pick right there and then?
Forecasting the weather right here.
Yes. We have a rodent talking to a guy in a top hat. And your next 6 weeks of weather are being predicted accurately beyond belief.
Yeah.
Take that, Weather Channel.
They always cover them, though. You know, there are other groundhogs around the world. There's like 6 or 7 competing groundhogs. What a waste.
Well, what's his name?
We have the 3rd most famous groundhog in the southern Northwest.
Well, don't forget, we also have Gus.
Yeah.
The second most famous groundhog.
I know, but then
In
there's
Pennsylvania.
in Pennsylvania.
I think it says that.
Yes, he does say that. And then there are other groundhogs as well. I know.
Well, the answer is the Chiefs. Groundhog.
You know what we need? We need to have the 6th groundhog in our region. That's a great idea. We'll have a big ceremony, bring out 12 people.
Well, there's the inner
all
circle.
matters.
It's like a big deal to be in the inner circle.
I understand. Phil, I won't say it's a big thing, but it's, regionally big. If you've got the 3rd or 4th competing groundhog, like somebody out there, like the 2nd was like, that's a great idea. We should have a groundhog here. Here? Where's this? Right here. Birmingham. But we're Birmingham, Tennessee. Nobody cares. They will once we get a groundhog.
They're probably true.
Relax.
I will say though, I don't know what it was like when you went, but we've totally gone off the
Inside Groundhog 2002.
But Punxsutawney is not necessarily taken full. They don't really take advantage of this holiday at all. I mean, you would think they would have all this kind of stuff going on. You're talking about that.
There's not a lot going on. When I went, there's not a lot going on.
I mean, they would have a festival, but I think every year we went, they closed the festival because it was too cold. Or
Oh, I went one year.
Didn't you
It's
say you
freezing.
slept in a gym or
yes,
something?
yeah. For $5, you could sleep on the gym floor of the community center, and then they played Groundhog Day in the theater there. And then
I went to the gym.
and then you got up. You got up like 2 in the morning or whatever, and that's when the first buses started running.
Yeah, because you stay outside all
Wow.
night. You basically just go stand outside all night.
Yeah.
You walk some really pathetic fireworks. Guys get a rodent out, top hats, read a scroll.
Yeah. And then you walk back too. There's
Buses, but it's just so much easier to walk back. Because otherwise
because it's only about
you're
a mile
waiting
and a
in
half
line
or whatever.
for the buses. They only run like 3 school buses. You know, they took like 48 trips up the hill.
I think that time of my life has passed.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm
might
going
come
to
back.
be.
The first time I went was with my grandma. She said, "Do you want to go to Groundhog's Day?" She was like 60-some years old. You want to go to Groundhog's Day? I'm like,
There you go.
"Sure, let's go." She goes, "Well, we're leaving in like an hour." I go, "I'll be ready. Let's go."
How old were you then?
I was like in high school. I was like a junior in high school.
That's fantastic.
I had no idea what I was getting into. I had no idea. I still don't quite, totally.
Pretty much.
Speaking of not knowing what you're getting into, The Matrix 4. They're filling in the cast. I know you're excited.
This may be the greatest episode we've ever done.
Of course, Keanu and Carrie Ann Moss are both coming back. Even though, and I really don't remember the third Matrix movie, but apparently they died at the end of it.
I don't know.
Well, it's
I
a
don't-
computer.
They
movie.
may
It's
have
real.
not really died.
But they're
at the
cast
end
for
of
the
it.
fourth movie, so something is going to
MS
happen.
DOS, reboot, put in the boot disk, and boom, everyone's back. Reload previous file.
I remember there were a couple students in here that were like, "It's gonna be the greatest movie ever," and then they kept hyping everybody, and everyone come back the next day and they're like, "That movie stunk. You were wrong." They're like, "Oh,
Matrix was really good. The Matrix One, for what like its innovation and its originality was really good. That came out, I think that was like 2000, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. And then we had a little bit of a break, and it came back, and it was like bigger and better because the first one wasn't really like supposed to be great. There was like really not a
they
lot of
filmed the
advertising.
second and third one together.
Back to
Like
back,
they were released
yeah.
like
And they
9
released-
months apart. And didn't someone die almost through the filming, and they had to change the end of it?
I do not know that.
Like there was an African American woman, I think, that died towards the end of it, and they had to reshoot a couple of things and
Don't know.
sort of gladiator around it and stuff.
But the 2 and the 3 were not real good.
I think I like 2 better than 3, if I
never saw
remember.
Animatrix.
I think it goes
Right, was
downhill.
the,
I think it goes downhill.
Oh, yeah.
1, 2,
Hard.
3, yes. I have the Animatrix. If you'd like to borrow it. I don't think I ever watched it, but I own it. Like
the
so
Clone
many other
Wars.
things. I've watched 20 episodes of the Clone Wars.
Wow, I have not. I've watched 1 movie of the Clone Wars.
That's kind of enough.
And the animated shorts, the 5-minute ones.
Those were good.
Yes.
Those were really good.
Speaking of really good, bad news: Masters of the Universe is postponed. Replaced with Uncharted.
Man at Arms, what are we going to do?
I see what you did there. I see what you did.
So of course it's supposed to be a reboot because the Dolph Lundgren one wasn't quite huge.
I think I even remember that coming out. I was like, this is a terrible idea. Who thought of this?
Well, I mean, it's just that was complete capitalization on like the popularity basically of like the cartoons.
Cartoon was
Unbelievably
and
popular.
Ivan Drago.
Yeah, and like we need to make a live action movie to try to make as much money as possible. Although it was in a completely different, like it was like kind of dark.
Well, didn't She-Ra just launch at that same time too? And it was kind of like it felt like it was. I don't know. unless it was a
She-Ra's
little
back
bit
on
later.
Netflix, isn't she? Didn't
thought I
She-Ra have
saw
a
that.
Netflix thinking? I thought I saw that.
We're almost out of time.
Oh my gosh!
How did this happen?
Well, you get off topic now. Time flies.
Maybe
7, 8
next time
times.
we'll talk. I did also watch Marriage Story. And I did actually last night just watched Ford versus Ferrari. It just came out on streaming.
What,
For
streaming?
purchase. Well, for purchase.
Oh, I'm too cheap. There's enough free stuff.
James Gunn says there is no Marvel versus DC rivalry. We'll have to.
That's probably
talk about
true.
Yeah.
And then the big question is: now that Deadpool is part of Disney, can they release? Will Disney release an R-rated Deadpool 3?
Don't release anything then. Don't release Deadpool PG.
Now I'm assuming.
It was good. PG-13 is funny.
And what's weird is I didn't realize.
Which one?
2.
It was rated R too, wasn't it?
Yes.
But
But then they
did the
made a
reboot.
PG-13
Yeah.
version with sort of like the cut arounds
The
of
Princess Bride.
It was great.
I didn't realize Touchstone Pictures is they still own it, but it's dormant. They've not released anything on it because, of course, Disney only did the G movies, and then they created Touchstone to do the PGs, and then you had Hollywood that was doing the PG-13s, and now it's like, well, there are no Gs anymore, so now Disney releases the PG and the PG-13s. Very confusing, and then of course they own Miramax.
They own
They're not
everything.
gonna do that, so.
I think they own my house now.
This weekend, real quick, they do.
Well, honey, we're moving. Why? Disney.
Gretel and Hansel is coming out.
Don't
And
like
the
it.
rhythm section, there's been tons of trailers for or promos for it, but
I
and
don't think I've seen one.
I have not
it's
either.
Bad Boys in Trouble for.
No.
Doesn't sound like it.
So we have to wait till the following week when Birds of Prey finally makes its. And what's the subtitle to Birds of Prey? It's
Something about Harley Quinn, the fabulous.
Fabulous Life and
I don't
Times
know what
of
it
or
is.
whatever. So
I'll never say it.
I want to check and see how Gretel and Hansel and the rhythm section do against Bad Boys. Next edition of Inside Media Weekly. Thanks for joining us.
In the top 10. Bad Boys number 1, 1917 number 2. We talk.